Today, we're taking a look at 2 clear cases you can get for your Nothing phone. Now, the reason you'll want these clear cases is so you can still see the unique design of the Nothing Phone 1. And you'll also be able to use the glyph interface as it's intended. Now, if you don't know, the glyph interface is essentially these 5 lights on the back that can individually light up to tell you who's calling or who's messaged. They can also light up in different ways for different people as well. Now, obviously, one of the main selling points of this phone is the fact that you can see through the back of it and see all the internals. Now, you're not going to want to cover that up with a dark black case, are you? That's why we've chosen these 2 clear cases to give you a couple of different options while still being able to see these glyph lights. The first one we have is Olixar's ultra thin clear case. Now, putting it on the phone, you can still see the back and also the glyph interfaces. The next thing you'll be able to tell is that how thin the case is. It adds almost nothing to the phone and is still incredibly thin. What I will say, it adds a little bit of grip to the phone on the sides and the back. This means if you place it on your sofa edge or just holding it in your hand and are a little bit clumsy like me, it will add that little bit of grip to make sure it doesn't fall out your hands. If it does fall out your hands, it will protect the phone to a certain degree. However, it's certainly not the most protective case due to the thinness of it. Moving on to the buttons are nice and flexible thanks to the case being so thin. I can't see any slits in the material, but it doesn't really affect it at all as it's still nice and clicky. Around the camera lenses on the back, there is also a little raised bezel. Now, it's not massive, however, it will just slightly lift the cameras off the table. Moving around to the front, there is also a bezel around here, this time a little bit bigger. Again, so if you place your phone face down, like you're going to want to with the Nothing phone to see those glyph lights, the screen is fully protected and will remain scratch free. So that's the ultra thin case. Let's take a look at the next one. This is Olixar's ExoShield case. It is essentially a hardback clear case with this gel frame. Straight away, you can tell that it's a little bit bigger than the ultra thin case we just had on, but it also gives you a good amount of protection. The hard back feels like the same back that is on the phone in the first place, and as you can see is still crystal clear. Then the thicker gel sides with the reinforced edges mean that you have a little bit more security if you do drop your phone, as it's going to absorb the impact rather than shatter your screen. Moving on to the buttons, they're nice and responsive still, thanks to the slits being integrated into the case. All 4 corners of the case are reinforced, like I said. They've also got this air bubble technology to disperse any force if you drop the phone. They're also raised slightly on the back. This will stop the back plastic getting scratched up if you leave it on tables or are just moving it around. That is a really nice touch to this case, as it's probably going to be my main concern because it has a hard plastic back. The cameras fit completely flush with the plastic back as well, which is a very nice touch, and you can tell it's been very well thought out. Moving around to the front, the lip around the screen is also a nice size. However, again, it's reinforced at the edges. That means that when you're swiping and scrolling around, the edges don't really get in the way. However, thanks to these corners, you'll still have a good amount of protection when you put the phone face down. So there you go, 2 clear cases for the Nothing Phone 1. I must say they're both really good and probably go to different people. If you want a case that almost feels like nothing is on the phone, then this ultra thin case is for you. However, my personal choice would be this ExoShield. With the hard plastic back and reinforced corners, I know that if I drop my phone, it's not going to be damaged. For more Nothing Phone content, remember to like and subscribe, and to buy either of these cases, plus take a look at the many more that we have, please check out the links in the description below.